Hey everybody, I'm the Otaku Artist, and welcome to the 2024 fan art video. 2024 was a weird year for me. It wasn't great. It wasn't great, not gonna lie. But it wasn't all bad. There was also some pretty good stuff that happened too, so that's pretty nice. So I'm pretty ready for 2025. But before 2025 arrives, let's talk about New Year's resolutions, and most importantly, fan art from you guys. If you're unfamiliar with this series, this is a video series where every year I show off all the fan art I've received from you guys throughout the year. Now, unlike last year's video, it won't have as much art, but that's because that video covered a lot of art received throughout like a few years, not just 2023. If you'd like to submit fan art for next year's video, you can send me fan art anytime across any of my social media accounts. It really does mean a lot to me whenever anyone draws something for me, and I love all the art I receive so much. So special thanks to everyone who drew me fan art this year, and credit to the artist will be shown on screen. Now, last year I played Animal Crossing while doing this video, but this year I'll be using some chill aquarium footage. This is vlog footage I recorded after revisiting an aquarium that I previously had already made a vlog about on this channel. And I had this footage lying around, and I didn't really want to do New Horizons again, so I was like, hey, this might be a good place to use it. Not sure what I'll do for next year, so yeah, it probably won't be vlog footage. This is kind of just my excuse to use this footage somewhere. So, with that long intro out of the way, let's talk a bit about 2024. How was your 2024, and what sort of games did you guys play this year? There were quite a few games I played this year, and a lot of them were pretty good, like we got a new Zelda, my most anticipated game, Silent Hill 2 Remake, which I won't go on a tangent here. I've already dedicated several videos to that. But guys, it turned out so fucking good. Seriously. Oh my god. I love it. I've beaten it several times. I actually like it more than the original. Okay, I promise I won't go on a tangent. Moving on. Besides new games, I also replayed a couple of games like Mother 3. And I also discovered my least favorite game ever. Beating Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is, Jak 2. That's a topic for another time, but man, do I hate that game. Sorry to all the Jak fans. I've played all 3 games. I don't like them. Yeah, I'm sure that made someone mad out there. I don't want to end this section off with a bad note on games I don't like, so another game I finally played was New Pokemon Snap, which became my favorite Pokemon game. Just, oh my god, I love that game so much. The Pokemon are just so adorable with how they interact with each other and the environment. And I'm so happy that after so long, we finally got a second Pokemon Snap. Even if I do still think it would have been better on Wii U. But I'm still happy that we finally got it, and I hope we get a third one, as unlikely as that is. Now, that's not all the games I've played this year, but just a few noteworthy ones I thought to bring up. Next, I'd like to briefly go over what I accomplished on my channel in 2024. Looking it over, I'm pretty happy with the videos I released this year. I finally made a channel trailer after how many years of having a YouTube channel? Since my first channel trailer, like, I don't know, back in like, 2017 or something like that? I did some live streams that I was pretty happy with, and I made a lot of videos I'm just pretty proud of. Plus, I finally made a return to Let's Playing and made the best video on my channel ever, being the Silent Hill 2 video essay. Yes, I still call it the best video on my channel ever. I am extremely proud of that video. The only thing I wish I had done more was live stream a little more this year, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with the content I made this year. Now let's go over my 2024 resolutions. Did I complete any of them? And if you made any resolutions last year, how about you? My first resolution was 100%ing Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I'm happy to say, guys, that I did it. Yes, after years of playing the game since launch, I finally finished 100%ing the game without time traveling at all, completing everything. Nook Miles, the museum, literally everything except for the catalog, which I personally count as its own thing and not towards 100%. I know that not everyone agrees with that. Some people do, some people don't, but that's how I personally see it. But since that's literally the only thing I haven't done, who knows? Maybe one day I'll be crazy enough to try and go for that too. And do I recommend 100%ing the game? Oh, hell no. It took me almost 1,000 hours. So yeah, to spare your guys' suffering, instead of you guys going through that, I'm just going to be making a video on the time-consuming, tedious process it was in sort of like a guide way, where like, you shouldn't 100% the game, but if you really want to, then I'm the guy to ask on how to do it. Not sure when that video will release, but it'll be sometime in 2025. Now, as tedious and time-consuming as it was, I will say it was still fun. One of my bucket goals was to 100% a Animal Crossing game. Happy I finally did it. And even if I think New Leaf is the better game, I still really enjoyed New Horizons. So fingers crossed that we get a new Animal Crossing not too far off in the future on the Switch too. I hope so. Resolution 2 was get a pet. And I kinda did this. So I was thinking of getting some fish or snails in like a mini aquarium. I really want a cat as well, but I decided against getting another pet for now. I have my little Scribblo Scrunkle Trico, and I'm content. He's my little child, and I love him so much, and this is my excuse in the video to mention him. But the thing is, I kinda did get a new pet, kinda. For a few weeks in the spring of this year, I tried doing those little ladybug and butterfly raising kits that are meant for kids, which I did when I was really, really young, and I thought it'd be fun to try it again. And basically, like, you get them as, like, caterpillars, or, like, with the ladybugs, you get them as larvae, you watch them grow up, and then you release them outside. But honestly, it wasn't a great experience, because I felt really bad when some of the bugs died, so, yeah, I'm not doing that again. I don't really recommend it. I felt too bad about the bugs not making it. Resolution 3 was working on a big creative project of mine a lot this year, and yeah, that didn't happen. I did not have time to work on that this year. I did not prioritize it like I wanted to, so yeah, that's a resolution carrying over to next year. Resolution 4 was making some big videos I planned, and I did succeed in one of these with the Silent Hill video I made. I still have other big video essays like that planned for the future, but not sure when I'll make them since they're very time-consuming projects. But I'm happy that I at least got one off the list. Resolution 5 was getting back into Japanese, which I'm happy to say I have. I haven't been studying Japanese as much I would have liked this year, but I have gotten back into it and it's very fun. I'm going at a slow pace, but hoping that I eventually get good enough to play entire games completely in Japanese. It'll take a long time to get that good, so I'm glad I started now. For those wondering about my process, currently I use Duolingo when I have time, practice in a notebook, and watch this handy YouTube Learning Japanese series. I've dabbled in a few other apps here and there, and as time goes on, I'll probably expand the resources I use to learn. But for now, that's what I do. Resolution 6 was improving my art, and I'm happy to say that I think I really did improve my art this year. I think I improved a lot in anatomy and character design, as well as just my art style as a whole. I'd like to work more on my coloring, but for now I'm pretty content with my art, and like the direction it's heading in. Pretty proud of my progress, and I hope to continue improving in 2025. And the last resolution was reading some books of mine that are collecting dust on a shelf. And I only read one book this year, which was an audiobook, so gonna say I did not succeed here. The book was the Silent Hill 2 novelization, which I do have to say is excellent, and you can easily listen to the whole audiobook in a few hours. There's a great free audiobook on YouTube. Someday I'll read those books collecting dust on my shelf. Someday. I like reading, I really do, but there's just other things I would much rather do. Whew, I think I made too many resolutions last year, so I'm not gonna put that much pressure on myself in 2025. I have a bad habit of having these like grand ideas and being like, I can do this and this and this. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be a lot more chill in 2025, so speaking of which, let's go over my new resolutions. And what are your guys' resolutions for this new year? So instead of making a ton of resolutions like last year, I'm just gonna put my focus into 4. Mainly 3, the 4th one is just kind of an extra, where if it doesn't happen, oh well. So mostly into the 3. So resolution 1, for my first resolution, I'd like to focus on finishing unfinished projects. Whether that's videos or art-related stuff that I've left unfinished for a long time. As of the recording of this video, I have like a pile of unfinished videos that I've never edited, and I'd like to fix that. So yeah, that's definitely a resolution I want to make sure I accomplish, so I don't have this backlog of videos. I've always had this problem where I will start a project and leave it unfinished. There's a lot of, I don't have the files anymore unfortunately, but animations I never finished, scripts I wrote and never recorded, videos I started, never finished, art I started, never finished. It's been a problem throughout most of my life, and I just kind of want to, start off 2025 fixing that. There's a lot of projects that I will never finish just because I count that as like a canceled project, like an animation I spent 10 minutes on and then never went back to. But for the stuff I actually intend on finishing and want to, that's something I want to make sure I do before I start any new projects. Resolution 2. After I finish video projects that have been collecting dust, I'd like to put more focus into big videos like my Silent Hill 2 video. Now, getting ahead of myself, Resolution 3 is more of a priority than Resolution 2, but when I am working on YouTube videos, I'd like to focus on these big video essays. I have so many of these kind of videos planned, some of which have been ideas for years, literally years, and I'd love to actually make time for them. So yeah, look forward to those. These kind of videos are pretty time consuming, so I might not do all the big videos I'd like to make this year, but I'd like to put more focus into these kind of videos more, instead of short, easy to make content that isn't as good. I've gone through a lot of phases on my channel, from trying to upload daily to weekly, and I've decided that instead of putting that much pressure on myself, I'd like to just go schedule free. That way the content I make is of a much higher quality and I'm less stressed out. I don't have as much free time as I used to anymore, and the free time that I do have to work on art, creative projects, and YouTube videos, I'd like to put toward big, grand projects that are of a great high quality that I'm really proud of, instead of just being like, oh no, I don't have a video this week, I gotta just make something quick and easy. So yeah, that's my plan in the future. Resolution 3. As I alluded before, as for this last resolution, I want to put more focus and prioritize big creative projects of mine. Other than videos, I have other ideas for big creative projects that I'd rather not spill the beans on now, but I'd like to work more on those. This is going to be my priority for this year after I finish all the unfinished stuff. So, as I was talking about before, I've learned this year that I prefer quality over quantity, and would really like to put my creative energy into really big projects. So I'm kind of excited about this. There's so many projects and stuff throughout the years that I've just been like, man, I'd love to make that, but I don't have time for it. And now I'm like, nah, I'm making time. I'm making time for it. Now for my last resolution. If I have time, I'd like to stream more. This isn't like a priority like the other stuff, but I have a lot of ideas for fan art I'd like to draw and stream, games I'd like to play, and collabs. So when I have the time, when I'm not working on those big creative projects, I'd like to stream more. Not gonna set a schedule for that yet. The plan is just to generally stream more. So yeah, the link to my Twitch is in the description below, so give me a follow there if you're interested. And as always, the VODs for any of streams I do will always be posted here on YouTube. So yeah, that's about it. I'm so ready for 2025 and hope it turns out to be a good year. At least I hope it's better than 2024. I hope it's not a mixed bag of a lot of bad stuff and some good stuff, so hoping it's just good. I want to say thank you to everyone who drew me something this year. I really, really appreciate it so much, and I love all the art. So if you'd like to send something to me, my socials are linked in the description below. And also, I just want to say that it doesn't have to be Wolfie. If you've seen, I know that it kind of just seems like it's only Wolfie from the fan art this year, but if you watch the other fan art videos, it literally can be anything that has to do with the channel or whatever, or like a joke on a stream or whatever. So yeah, just if you draw me anything, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you can send it to me. Oh, and also, speaking of art, if you're not already following me on my socials, I just finished reposting all of my art to all my socials. For years, my art has kind of been scattered, so I try to make sure that all my socials now are updated with all my art. Now, I'm sure there's some art missing here and there, like art I drew for Miiverse and traditional art I never posted, probably some art that's only in some YouTube videos, but this should be most of my art that's ever been online. I'd say my Instagram is probably the most convenient way to look through my art, but I also have Twitter, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. So yeah, follow my socials and all of that jazz to see the art. In the comments below, let me know how your 2024 was, how your resolutions go, and what are your new resolutions for 2025. I always like reading comments, so yeah, feel free to comment. This is the second year I'm trying out this format for the fan art series of it being a yearly thing, so let me know what you guys think. I'm still kind of experimenting with it, so let me know what can be improved on. Constructive criticism is very much appreciated. So, thank you all so much for watching. I'm the Otaku Artist, and I'll see you guys next year. Bye!